It was a Tuesday afternoon when I first saw what they'd done. I had no idea. You wouldn't either, if you'd been away for as long as I had. 3 years. 3 years without stepping foot on my property, and I thought everything would be the same. My grandfather's land, 47 acres of forest in Colorado, was my inheritance, the last thing he left me. And I thought nothing would change. Not this. Not the way it all turned into something else. I pulled up on Highway 36, the old fire road that led to my place, and I felt it in my gut before I even saw it. The pine forest, the one that used to swallow the sunset, gone. In its place, there they were. 68 homes, all standing tall on what used to be my land. I stared. I rubbed my eyes. But they were still there. Houses, paved roads, streetlights, people moving furniture in. The whole subdivision. My subdivision. I mean, how did this even happen? I thought it was a dream. I must have been dreaming, right? But no, the GPS on my phone confirmed it. Same coordinates. This was my land. A man in a security booth stopped me as I approached. Residents only, he said. I held up my phone with the deed photo. I own this property, I told him. He smirked. Sure, buddy. And I'm Elon Musk. Before I could argue, a white Range Rover pulled up, and out stepped Cassandra Whitmore. Cassandra, the HOA president. A woman who never worked a day in her life, but wore a Rolex like she was some queen. She looked me up and down, sizing me up like I was a janitor who'd wandered in off the street. Problem, Ray? She asked the guard, not even looking at me. Her eyes scanned me. I stood there in my work boots, Carhartt jacket, hands calloused from a lifetime of hard work. She smirked, clearly not impressed. How charming, she said. Sweetie, if you're looking for construction work, most crews are already full, but I can take your number. I'm not here for work, I said, taking a step forward. I'm here because I own this land. I pointed to the deed again, trying to make it sink in. She sighed dramatically, pulled out her phone, and started scrolling with those perfectly manicured nails. Our title company ran a forensic search, she said. This land has been abandoned for over 3 years. Adverse possession made it legally ours. She looked at me, unfazed. I'm sorry, but your claim is, what's the legal term? Frivolous. I felt my blood boil, but I held it in. I couldn't let her see me lose control. Instead, I took a deep breath, trying to process what she was saying. How many houses have been sold? I asked. All 96, she said, casually flipping her hair. Pre-construction sales totaled $16 million. Families are moving in by Thanksgiving. That was it. The final blow. I drove home in a daze. My hands were shaking. That night, I spread out my grandfather's original deed, 47 years of tax receipts, and all the paperwork across my kitchen table. She'd call me a squatter. She'd call me a fraud. She'd slapped me with a charge of something I didn't even know about. And I had proof. Proof I wasn't just some victim. Monday morning, I called the attorney, Brian Keir, who was working with Cassandra. His receptionist, sweet as pie, told me Mr. Keir had already anticipated my call. He's authorized me to offer a nuisance settlement of $15,000 if you'll sign a quitclaim deed by Friday. $15,000. For my $4 million in land? I laughed. Then I said, tell Mr. Keir I'll see him in court. I needed a real lawyer, not the guy who'd handle my divorce. That's when I reached out to Lydia Chun. Lydia was the kind of attorney who made other lawyers sweat. She'd taken down a railroad company once for something similar to this. She was the real deal. She took my case. And she had a plan. You're going to think I've lost my mind, she said. Let them finish building. Let them landscape, put in the pools, finish every last house. I stared at her, completely lost. What? What? If we stop them now, the company declares bankruptcy, and your land gets tied up in a 3-year legal circus with 96 families who bought those homes. You'll get buried in litigation. No, Dakota. Let them finish. Then we sue. When those homes are completed, we file for declaratory judgment. You own 96 homes. They're built on land they don't own. They sold property they didn't have the legal right to sell. That's fraud. It made sense. Cold, strategic sense. So I did what she said. I watched them build. Every time I visited, I took time-stamped photos. I kept track of the construction, the workers, the contractors. And every time I saw Cassandra, I could feel her eyes burning holes in me. She saw me documenting everything, and she made sure to let me know she didn't appreciate it. A few weeks later, a sheriff pulled up behind me while I was parked on the public road, taking pictures. He was nice enough, but I could tell there was a pressure on him. He said Cassandra had filed a complaint, saying I was harassing her. I'm documenting construction on property I own, I told him, keeping calm. He didn't argue. He checked the records. He left, but I could see the tension on his face. It wasn't over. By November, families were moving in. They thought they were living the American dream. They had no idea the homes they bought were built on stolen land. The smell of fresh paint mixed with pizza deliveries, and I watched parents plant trees in front yards. Then Cassandra sent me a certified letter. I signed for it at the post office. The clerk even gave me a weird look when she saw the return address. The letter was a threat. Stop trespassing or we'll sue for harassment. She'd taken a photo of my truck. She was trying to intimidate me. I couldn't do anything at that point but gather more evidence. Then things got worse. Cassandra started attacking me online. She posted about me on Facebook, calling me a predator. The comments were full of hate, accusing me of stalking families, of being a threat to the community. My heart sank. My daughter saw it first. She called me, terrified. She asked me if it was true. I had to explain everything, and even then, I could hear the doubt in her voice. But Lydia had a plan for that, too. I didn't respond. I didn't defend myself. I kept collecting evidence. And when I got that final threat text, the one that said, "Drop the lawsuit or we'll expose you for who you really are," I forwarded it to Lydia. She texted back, "Perfect. Bring your phone to court tomorrow. We're going to bury them." The day of the trial, everything changed. I walked into court with Lydia by my side, and we took on Cassandra and her team. But here's the twist. We had the receipts. We had the evidence. We had everything. And we won. The judge's ruling came down like a hammer. Ridgeline Development was ordered to pay for their fraud, for the years of harassment, for everything. I got the land back. All 47 acres. All the houses. It was mine again. And Cassandra, well, she lost everything. But here's the part you might not expect. I didn't kick the families out. Instead, I transferred the houses to a trust so they could own them free and clear. No mortgages, no interest, just the homes they had already paid for. And that's when it hit me. What's mine isn't just land. It's a legacy. It's something bigger than money. It's about doing the right thing, even when the system tries to break you. So, let me ask you, have you ever had someone try to take what's rightfully yours? What did you do about it?